We're back. Time for another edition of the Carolina Insider. Jones, Adam, it's a rapid reaction edition following, Adam, I think probably fair to say, Carolina's best performance of the season, a 74-58 win over Virginia in the Smith Center, and that's even with Virginia scoring the last 9 points of the game once the benches were cleared. So Armando Bacot, the enormous game, of course, 29 points, career high, 21 rebounds, a career high. Brady Manick, Caleb Love both played well as well. You're going to hear from Armando and Hubert Davis as we go through the show. But Adam, just a really quality performance, I thought, on both sides, offensively and defensively today for Carolina.
Carolina really did what it needed to do, and I thought you got maybe the best possible version of three different Tar Heels: Armando Bacot, Caleb Love, and Brady Manick. And if you're getting the best version of three of your very best players and three of your starters today, then you're going to be pretty tough to beat, and that's what Carolina was.
Said this a couple times during the broadcast. I think, now, granted, it's early January, but if you were voting for all ACC right now, Armando Bacot's on that first team. And I think he's at least in the conversation for ACC Player of the Year right now. He's now 11 double-doubles for the Tar Heels in 15 games played.
Well, and think of all the players for Carolina who have played in the Smith Center and not gotten 20 rebounds. That list is everyone except for Sean May and now Armando Bacot. And I thought his physical presence was important too, because it just seemed like he startled Virginia a little bit by how hard he was playing, and they weren't able to play quite up to that level.
Last thing before we get to our interviews. Virginia, you always talk about their defense because it has been so good for so long. But part of what the challenge in beating them is also being consistent defensively yourself, because they are so efficient and purposeful in what they do offensively. And it felt like Carolina had them well scouted, knew where to be, and really worked hard to make things hard for Virginia.
Play the flare screens a little better than they have the last couple of years. And I thought Anthony Harris gave Carolina a defensive boost, especially in that second half stretch where the Tar Heels really stretched out the lead from single digits to in that 15-point range. I thought Harris was important in that stretch defensively.
Okay, I had the opportunity to speak to Hubert Davis. Adam talked to Armando Bacot following the big win over Virginia. We'll get to those conversations, come back, and wrap things up here on the Carolina Insider Rapid Reactions Edition. Back in Chapel Hill after Carolina wins 74-58 over Virginia today, and we are inside the Continental Tire Coach's Corner with the head coach of the Tar Heels, Hubert Davis. My name is Jones Angell. Coach, a lot to get to, and I want to talk about your team in total in just a second, but a funny reaction. You saw the box score for the first time just a second ago. You saw Armando 29 and 21. You said, I knew I had a good game. I didn't know it was that good, though. What a day for Armando.
He was fantastic. I thought he was great on both ends of the floor, and then when I saw the stat sheet, I saw 29 and 21. Last time I've seen numbers like that have been Bryce Johnson. I remember he had a similar game like that against Florida State on the road, but Armando's had a fantastic season, and tonight we needed him to be big. We knew that Virginia was going to double team every throw the ball into the post, but we still encouraged him and told him to be aggressive at posting up. We got him on the move on ball screens, and so we were able to get him slipping towards the goal. He was very active on the offensive boards, and in terms of rebounding, he was terrific. Another thing that does not show up on the stat sheet is we switched him to Gardner. Mm-hmm. Gardner he's an interesting matchup because he's a big wing that can score around the basket, and so if you put a small guy on him, he can post you up. If you put a bigger guy on him, he's really quick and athletic to be able to get around you. And we put Armando on him, and his size really bothered him. And so not just rebounding, not just scoring, but just one-on-one defense was off the chart for Armando. This is the best game he's played in his college career. I'm so proud and happy for him.
Coach, at one point, Eric, during the broadcast, said this looks like a totally different team than what we saw on Wednesday night against Notre Dame.
It was. You know, one of the things that we talked about, and I told them that they have two things, really three. Number one is you have an opportunity. I said, you know, myself, Coach May, and Coach Lebo, we don't have the opportunity to put on that uniform anymore. I said, not only do you have an opportunity, you have ability to do that. I said, no longer do I have the ability, or Coach May or Coach Lebo. So you have an opportunity and the ability to play here at North Carolina. And I said, because you have that opportunity and because you still have that ability, then you also have responsibility. You're responsible to bring energy, effort, and toughness on every play on both ends of the floor. And it seemed to resonate in them against when we practiced yesterday, and I reminded them before the game, and that's what they did. They were responsible of playing as hard as you can, and today was Carolina basketball.
10 assists on Wednesday night. You had 19 on 28 made field goals tonight. The ball movement felt really, really impressive.
It was really good, and it was a good indicator from practice yesterday. We practiced really well, and one of the things that I was really encouraged by was the ball movement. We were really moving the basketball. We know that when we came off ball screens, they either double or hard hedge, and we did a really good job of controlling the ball, getting out of those double teams, and just making the extra pass, trying to pass up good shots to get great shots. And I thought that we did that consistently offensively, and as a result, we had 19 assists as a team.
Just two more things, Coach. Your ability to shoot from the outside, how much did that help your effort today when you juxtapose it with some struggles that you guys have had the last few times against Virginia?
It is. You know, you have to be able to shoot the ball against Virginia. You just do. Because of their defensive principles. As I've said that, they've got good on-ball defenders, but they're also good team defense. And so they do a really good job of protecting the paint. They're sitting in the gaps. They call it the pack line. It's very difficult to penetrate and get to the basket. The way that you're able to do that is get the spacing, and then you get the balance, and then now you get the movement. And so one of the things from an offensive standpoint we talked about is everything has to have movement and pace, and we have to have that spacing because in their rotations, if you got great spacing, those rotations are longer. And now, with our ability to shoot, it's harder to close out. And then while they're closing out, we can put the ball on the floor and attack the rim. So I think everybody talks about have great spacing. You know how you get great spacing? You got guys that can shoot. You can space out all you want. If you have 4 guys, 5 guys that can't shoot, they're still going to be in the lane. And Brady Manick came up with a big game. He shot the ball extremely well.
Manick was 5 of 9 from 3. Caleb Love 4 of 9 from 3. Anthony Harris, Justin McCoy each hit an outside shot as well. Last thing, Coach, you have now a week off before you play again back here at home against Georgia Tech. What's this week look like for your team? And then also, did that long break give you the chance to play Armando, Caleb, RJ? They played almost 39 minutes in this game, all 3 of them.
I didn't want to take them out. They were playing so well. I mean, Jones, he had 29 points and 21 rebounds. You wanted me to take them out?
I didn't know.
You wanted me to take them out? I mean, Brady was hitting threes. You want me to take them out? I mean, Caleb was playing great, and so and they weren't tired. And I told them in the locker room how proud I was of them because this has been a long week. We were trying to get prepared for Virginia Tech. That didn't happen. And so then we ended up playing Boston College on Sunday. So we had to practice Friday and Saturday, fly to Boston, play there, come back, prepare for Notre Dame 2 days, and then play at 9 o'clock on Wednesday, get back at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then have to prepare for Virginia for a 1 o'clock game here. We didn't have a day off in terms of preparation, in terms of practice. And for them to play those big minutes and to come with the energy, effort, and toughness that they did, it just shows how good as a team that we can be.
Big win today for Carolina, 74-58 over Virginia. Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations. We'll talk to you soon.
I can't believe you wanted me to take out Armando. Like, what do you want, Jones? Okay, thank you very much.
Eric, Dave, I promise. Armando can play all 40 as far as I'm concerned. Back to you guys.
Who else could we talk to after Carolina's big win other than Armando Bacot? 29 points, 21 rebounds. Mondo, how'd you do it?
Just our approach all after our game on Wednesday. We all just wanted to come in and get a win and just put on the show for Carolina basketball, and that's what we did.
You were pretty specific after Wednesday night that you were embarrassed and thought you and the team could do better. What did you do Thursday and Friday to bring forth the type of effort both individually and team-wise this afternoon?
Just more of a mentality. I mean, a lot of our problems are not really on the court. It's just our approach and things like that. So just all after the game on Wednesday, I just wanted to come ready and just come and play as hard as I can.
What kind of approach issues do you feel like were better today?
We all just came locked in, and we really wanted to go out there and play hard and win and do it for our fans.
21 rebounds. You're the second player in Carolina history to get 20 rebounds in the Smith Center other than a guy Sean May. How were you so active on the glass, and what does that mean to you to be next to him in the record book?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know how Coach May is. He's very competitive, and actually during the game he was telling me I need to go get 20 rebounds, and he was just helping me out. And I mean, last game I was short of 20 rebounds, so this game I wanted to make sure I got it.
How has he helped you in your development as a big man?
Yeah, I mean, he's just such a smart player. So a lot of the things he do for me, he just make the game so much easier for me. And he just everything he does for me has been great, and it's been helping my game a lot.
You've really worked hard on playing physically without fouling, and you did both those things today. It was very physical inside, but you were never in foul trouble. What's the difference in how you're able to do that now versus earlier in your career?
Just maturity, just finding out what I can and cannot do, and just applying those in the game.
You've been a part of some Carolina teams that have struggled to score against that exact same Virginia defense. What was the difference today? Why was the offense so much more effective?
Well, we just basically just looked at some of the things we struggled on in the past, and we just tried to not do that. If that was on defense, we usually would retreat in the direction of the pass, but we refused to do that. That way we can be there on the flare screens. And just offensively, we just kind of went away from some of the secondary stuff and just did a lot of like freelance offense and ball screens and things like that because they hedge hard, and it just made it a lot easier on us.
Really shared the ball well. I think 19 assists on 28 field goals or thereabouts. What set the tone for that?
Just playing Carolina basketball, man. After the game on Wednesday, we all were upset, and we just wanted to just give the fans that Carolina feel, and just like Coach Williams' era and Coach Smith era, that's just what it was, and that's what we wanted to do too.
You've got a whole week off now before Georgia Tech. What does Carolina need to do this week?
Just keep that same approach. Just stay on edge.
29 points, 21 rebounds. Is 30 rebounds possible? That's the school record.
I don't know. That's pretty hard. I'll try to get it, but I can't guarantee that.
Stay tuned, though, because he might be getting a couple more. 21 might not be the final number. They're going back to look at it. Mondo, congratulations. Tar Heels with the big win over Virginia.
So the Tar Heels improved to 11-4 overall, 3-1 in ACC play. Tar Heels do not play in the midweek, Adam, so they have a couple of days now. This has been a grind. This has been a tough week. You had the uncertainty of the Boston College game, long travel, at least in relative terms, in the conference for Carolina to go to BC. Long trip to Notre Dame right after that. Then you come back home, a pretty quick turnaround against Virginia. So it feels like a good time to get a day or two just to catch your breath, and then the Heels are back here next Saturday against Georgia Tech.
And a good opportunity to get everybody healthy because Carolina did have to play without Dawson Garcia, without Kerwin Walton. Got Justin McCoy back. He made a three, which I'm sure felt very good for him against Virginia. But you just need to get everybody back healthy. Remember how to practice back together as a unit because Carolina hasn't done that now in over a week. And hopefully, in theory, perhaps, they'll have everyone back for Georgia Tech, and then a tough stretch in the ACC gets going after that.
So Carolina, again, 11-4, 3-1 in the conference. Next action a week from Saturday. That's against Georgia Tech in the Smith Center at 8 p.m. But a great day for the Tar Heels on this Saturday. They defeat Virginia by 16, snap a 7-game losing streak to the Cavaliers. They win by 16 in the Smith Center. Thanks for being here with us on the Carolina Insider.